Every hour, every minute, every second, there's something new happening in your favorite pastime. Get all caught up here on Pastimes on the Mic. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, X, formerly known as Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok. Send us any questions you want here below down the Gmail. Send us your Hall of Fame ballots for next year, 2025. There's some fun names on there next year, but the Hall of Fame ballot is out now. Dennis, I know we talked about it last week. We pretty much were on the same page with everything. But just to announce the official 2024 MLB Hall of Fame class, longtime third baseman Adrian Beltre, congrats to him, 3,000 hits. Todd Helton, this guy, we pushed for this guy last week.
He's got like 15 minutes on
Todd
Todd.
Colorado Rocky legend, long overdue. Todd Helton finally made it in. Should have had 2 or 3 MVPs. Joe Mauer, first year on the ballot, made it. Catcher of his generation, another guy we're really pushing for here. And Jim Leland, great all-time manager. I thought he was a little overdue too. I
always assumed he was in.
Yeah, me too. It's just a name. Yeah,
I forgot that it's for managers. It's specifically that separate committee. It's not on the regular ballot, the main ballot.
Yeah.
So I always just assumed he was in already.
Yeah, he's just like kind of like one of those names, like a Joe Torre, a Sparky Anderson, or like a Lou Piniella, or just those guys.
Yeah.
You just assume they're in the Hall of Fame.
Do you want to hear who he beat out on that ballot? You just said one of their names.
It was Lou Piniella, right?
Lou Piniella.
Yeah,
I'm surprised he's not in yet.
Yeah,
and
I know.
I was kind of.
That's why I said his name.
I was a little disappointed Cito Gaston didn't get in the 2 rings with Toronto. I understand aside from those 2 years, it kind of isn't great, but bringing a 2 World Series to a country that didn't have it, I thought that would be weighted a little differently. But
yeah, for sure.
Whatever. Celebrate the guys that made it, right?
Yeah, man.
So I toast with my water bottle.
So the 2 names I really want to bring up with you, because I think we both had them in our ballots. They just missed the cut. Mainly this guy, Billy Wagner, just missed it by under 1%, right? Like he literally something like crazy.
That. I want to find the final stuff.
I'm pretty sure
send it to you.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure it's safe to say Wagner will be a Hall of Famer next year. I think he will pass the threshold. Long overdue as well. I think next year's the last year on his ballot too. So I think the writers might be like, all right, it's his last year. He just made it. I think they'll give him the edge. And Gary Sheffield, I was actually following the MLB Hall of Fame tracker. And Sheffield, before all the votes got in, I think at around 70% of votes that were cashed in, he was at like 78, 80%. Like I thought he might have actually got in. Then the rest of the votes came in. He got knocked down to 63%. Little brutal there, but I think Sheffield, it was his last year on the ballot. Sucks. He's going to have to wait. But I think he's definitely going to get in via committee. So hopefully that day will come for him. I think he deserves it. But yeah, what are your thoughts on those 2 names?
Sheffield and Wagner.
Yes,
Sheffield should get in.
Yes.
I don't know if when I'm looking. Oh, here we go. Full vote totals.
Yeah, I have
I'm trying to see who fell off. Jose Bautista fell off. V-Mart fell off. Colon fell off. Holiday fell off. Adrian Gonzalez. Brandon Phillips. Not a single person voted for Jose Reyes. I'm a little.
That I was shocked by. I saw
James Shields. I didn't think Jose Reyes should be a Hall of Famer, but I'm shocked nobody voted for him.
Yeah, like a 2%.
A-Rod needs to get up there, man.
Yeah, dude. Like
I don't understand why everybody's saying Billy Wagner should be in the Hall of Fame. Billy Wagner should be in the Hall of Fame. What? Oh, you had it up here the whole time.
No, I literally just brought it up. Okay. No worry. I literally just brought not even 5 seconds.
I just pulled it up. Mine was a different graph.
Yeah, I think there were some guys who got eliminated, which I wish this one had, but
yeah, I was able to find it. If you want, I'll share it with you. But yeah, I'll do that. But K-Rod, I'm shocked that there haven't been more people talking about K-Rod.
Dude,
there's no magic number like there is for hitters or pitchers. I just put it in the chat. The link I was using. It's further down on the page.
Awesome.
There's no magic numbers for closers or relievers. I think 400 or more saves should get you in. That should be about 300 wins or 500 home runs, 3,000 hits. The way we view that, 400 saves is a lot. That would be Trevor Hoffman, Mariano Rivera, obviously. Billy Wagner, John Franco from the Mets,
I
and
feel like
K-Rod. And those 5 being in, I'm okay with it. If you look
is
at John Franco's career, it's better than you would think.
yeah, no, John Franco had an exceptional career, especially as a closer. Is Craig Kimbrell close to that? He's got to be in the high 300s at this point.
I think him and
Kelly Jansen,
I
probably.
think him and Jansen are both over 400 now. You're right. You're correct.
Oh wow,
I'll look it
and,
up.
and both are stellar closers of our time. So yeah,
And both of them should be in the Hall of Fame. But
Yeah.
it's stupid for whatever reason. I don't know most saves in MLB. I don't understand the anti-closer part of it. I really don't.
It's a position.
I don't understand it. MLB.
I'm about to pull up.
Okay, so there's actually more than that.
Oh.
I'm actually wrong. So Mariano Rivera has 652. Trevor Hoffman has 601. Lee Smith has 478. K-Rod has 437.
And Lee Smith's Hall of Famer.
John Franco has 424. Billy Wagner has 422. Jansen has 420. Kimbrell has 417. Eckersley has 390. He's at 9th all time, but he was also a starter for the beginning of his career.
So
I'm actually surprised he has that much. So what I'm saying is, if you're at 400, that would be Kimbrell, Jansen, Wagner, Franco, K-Rod would get in. Lee Smith, Hoffman, and Rivera already are.
Yeah.
So I don't know if internally 450 is it. Raleigh Fingers only has 341.
Yeah.
And Chapman has 321. I thought he had way more than that.
Araldis?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he was like sniffing closer to 400 as well. I thought he was at like 370 or something. But yeah, like I did my comparison last week with Andrew Jones and Torrey Hunter, I actually haven't done these two guys yet side by side. I knew in my head their careers were identical. So how the voting is just way off.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane to me. Dude, they're almost identical in WAR, Billy Wagner and Francisco Rodriguez. Close in saves, and K-Rod's got the edge in saves. ERA is pretty close.
By that.
ERA plus goes to Wagner, but still, these are all close numbers. They're both at 1,100 career strikeouts, which is phenomenal for a ninth inning guy. K-Rod's got the ring. He's got the ring. He's got the 2 Roll Age Relief Awards. Same amount of All-Stars. What are we doing, dude? This is exactly the Torrey Hunter, Andrew Jones argument, just in the role of closer. K-Rod's getting shafted, dude. Getting shafted.
And you want to hear something? While I watched them play, I always kind of looked at K-Rod more favorably. And what's not shown there is he has the record most saves in a season at 62.
Yeah, which is insane. 62 saves this season is unreal.
That's a record. The way closers are used now, that's a record that's never getting close to touched.
Yep.
It's not happening.
It's
the
insane.
Only closer in the league that I think can get there would be Devin Williams or Edwin Diaz.
Like, I'm not even trying to be
or
funny.
Alexis Diaz.
Like, I'm not trying to be funny here, but like, did K-Rod do something in his career? Like, was there like any like acts of like violence or like I generally don't know.
I don't know.
That's the only thing I can think of.
I feel the same thing. Like Torrey Hunter supposedly said some dumb things about.
Or what? Yeah, was this guy just a menace to the media?
I don't know.
And even still,
honestly, I don't know. I'll look it up on his Wikipedia.
Yeah, like
there's a controversy section.
Yeah, like, and even we talked about that last week. I don't think that should play too much of a role in if you can make the Hall of Fame or not. You know, obviously the Omar Vizquel whole thing. Yeah, I feel like that alone should not get him the Hall of Fame to begin with. You know, guys like Wander Franco, you know, shit like that. That should automatically, you know, put you in the Hall of Shame for the rest of your life. But like K-Rod, I don't remember anything happening to K-Rod, so I'm just confused to how close these numbers are and how rough they are of closers to begin with. That Billy Wagner is this close, and I think he deserves it, 110%. But the fact that K-Rod is like on the complete opposite end,
he gets off field. He gets off field numbers too. He has 9 kids.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Well. I don't know how much deeper we want to dive into this. Maybe there is something there. I don't know.
Oh, you know what? It seems like he wasn't a very good. Oh, okay. Oh, I might have to walk some things back. Rodriguez was charged with. This is just from his Wikipedia. Rodriguez was charged with domestic violence in Wisconsin. relating
Didn't know
to
this.
September 17th, 2012 incident. She allegedly hit and kicked the mother of his child. He was facing a fine of $10,000 and or up to 9 months in prison. Charges were subsequently dropped against Rodriguez when the victim and another another witness, a housekeeper, I don't know why that tripped me up, both returned to Venezuela and did not respond to the district attorney on the case.
I
Kind
didn't know
of
that.
sketchy.
I'll be honest. Yeah, so
Kind of sketchy.
it makes sense.
Bullpen,
It makes sense.
the pitcher was preparing after a
Oh.
game.
Okay, well, I kind of take that.
May not have been a great teammate either. Rodriguez and bullpen. This is in 2010 when he was with the Mets. Randy and bullpen coach Randy Neiman. Oh yeah, he was a pitcher. Got into a heated exchange while the pitcher was preparing to enter a game. Mets manager Jerry Manuel, remember that dude?
Yep.
Later said the matter was resolved without saying what caused the dispute. In 2009, reliever Brian Bruni criticized Rodriguez, calling his antics on the mound unbelievable and saying that Rodriguez has got a tired act after seeing his reaction to earning a blown save in 2009. The Yankees were teammate Luis Castillo dropped a pop-up. I remember this.
Yes, this sounds familiar.
Dropped a pop-up with 2 outs in the 9th inning, allowing the Yankees to score the winning run. Rodriguez responded by saying, "Somebody like that, it doesn't bother me," and suggested that Bruni better keep his mouth shut and do his job, not worry about somebody else. I don't even know who the guy is. I'm not going to waste my time with that guy. Instead of sending messages through the paper, next time when you see me at Citi Field, come up to me and say it to my face. Oh, during batting practice the following day, Rodriguez confronted Bruni on the field, pointing and shouting at him before teammates on both sides separated. All right, but that's only one offshoot incident. But I'm trying to see
that one domestic one. That one's bad. That's
oh, okay. I mean, 2010 and 2009 were big years for him when he went to the Mets. Rodriguez was arrested for allegedly assaulting Carlos Pena, not of Rays fame, the father of his girlfriend.
Damn.
Dayan Pena. All right, so he kind of does seem like an asshole.
Yeah, so okay, it kind of makes sense.
It kind of makes more sense. I didn't look into any of this. I've never seen anyone say anything.
Because I was we were both younger when this was going on. So
yeah, I was 10.
Yeah, we didn't really hear much of the headline. So yeah, that makes sense of why it's so like, yeah, man. It really just goes to show character does go a long way. And like I just said, 5 minutes before in the show, I don't think it should totally play an effect way to make the Hall of Fame or not. But when it comes to like violence and shit, that's different. Like if you're a dick to the media or whatever, just like, you're cocky or whatever it is, different story. But when it comes to like violence and shit, I usually don't play around with that. So I get it. I kind of get it now. I kind of get it. But yes, yeah. Such an elite closer. Doesn't really change what he did, with his stats. But yeah, character, man. Shit. I didn't know this guy was a head case.
I didn't know that. I didn't know any of that.
Shit.
Not only that, but I'm just listen. The character clause thing. It feels weird that I've been going on like the K-Rod should be in kind of like leading the charge on that. But the character clause thing, I don't like. I don't like it. I don't like it. The reason why I don't like it is Dale Murphy's not a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
And if one of the guys who everybody and their mother said was basically a saint of baseball isn't in the Hall of Fame, then what's the point of it? I don't think Steve Garvey's not in the Hall of Fame, but he was another one who was regarded while he was playing of being like this great stand-up guy. Turns out he was running around on his wife constantly. And she wrote a book about it. But still, it's not going to help guys that are genuinely good dudes get in, then I don't understand why it should only be used to keep guys out. The pendulum's got to swing both ways.
You really hit the nail on the head there. Like,
and not to mention,
like, I want to bring up one guy that kind of fits this. No one's ever going to vote Isaiah Kiner-Falefa to the Hall of Fame. He's an awesome dude. That's all I read about, how awesome he is in the clubhouse. But, dude, like, he's a good ball player, but he's not a good all-star Hall of Fame ball player. Like, come on, man. Like, character does go a long way, I agree. But it's like, dude, like, Gary Sheffield's getting shafted, dude. Like, this guy wasn't beaten up like people like K-Rod was. You know what I mean? Like, this guy should be in the Hall of Fame. It's crazy. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and listen, the guy who made the character clause, Kennesaw Mountain Landis, went out of his way to segregate baseball and keep it segregated.
Mm-hmm.
And baseball is already a very hypocritical sport. The MLB is extremely hypocritical.
Agreed.
The steroid era, they didn't start steroid testing until 2004. WWE was doing it for 12 years at that point.
Yep.
So, like, the first drug tests were in the 1968 Olympics. I've done a research paper on it, on steroids in sports. So I know all this. At WWE, might be off by a few years, but definitely 68 for the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
And so they knew about PEDs and what they chose to look the other way. They did. Whether or not you like it, that's your problem. That's between you and if you believe in a higher deity, that higher deity. So the steroid thing, I can always kind of look past. If you got suspended for it, I'm okay with leaving you off a ballot or two. I think I said this in our previous video. That we went guy by guy. And I said that's why I wouldn't vote for Mandy or A-Rod. They served suspensions. They should at least have to wait it out.
Yeah.
And kind of have that period. But in terms of just regular guys, like I don't understand the discrepancy between Andrew Jones and Torrey Hunter. I don't. I guess the peak for Andrew Jones is better than Torrey Hunter, obviously. But at the same time, too, if we're going to say, yeah, but look at his peak, once again, it's got to swing both ways. Then maybe elite and just elite, not, all MLB caliber for 20 years, but borderline all-star for 15 should be weighted differently or as the same as perennial all-star for 10 or something. I don't know, but it's definitely bizarre to see the voting trends.
Agreed.
So next year, CC and Ichiro should be going in.
Yeah, those two are my locks. And yeah, I was actually want to talk about it off air, but we'll do it right now. Go a little further to next year's ballot to see like who's in it. Ichiro and CC headline it. I think Billy Wagner's going to join their class as well next year. Let's see, 2025. Pedroia, he kind of falls under that David Wright, Donnie baseball bracket, and that gets my vote until, and like Curry Puckett.
He did win an MVP.
He did win MVP, just like Donnie. And your Kirby Puckett comp was great last week. If he could make it, deservedly so, I think there's room for Donnie, Wright, and Pedroia as well. Just how great their peaks were.
In terms of it, continue.
Pedroia has what? 3 rings? 2 rings?
2. 07 and 13.
Yeah, I don't think he was on the roster in 2018. But yeah, 2 rings, man. Yeah. I mean,
shoot. You know what? I might actually have to look that up. You might be right. He might have 3. He might have been on the team.
I'm pretty sure it's 2 because I think he wasn't on the playoff roster in 18. I think he was hurt, which sucks because he was on the 2018 team, but I think he got injured really early in the year. And he was on the playoff roster. I remember he didn't play a game in the World Series that year.
2018. Okay, he was not on the roster, so he doesn't get credit for it.
Yeah, sadly. He was close. He was close to getting 3 rings. I say sadly as a Yankee fan, so maybe not sadly. But
I always liked him.
No, dude. Actually, a little quick story, because my dad was a cop. He was in NYPD for 26 years. So obviously the Red Sox came to town pretty frequently at Yankee Stadium. And my dad would work tours there. Dustin Pedroia, he said, of all the ball players he's had the short chance of meeting, whether it's a minute, 30 seconds, whatever, Pedroia was the guy that would stop, sign a ball for everybody, talk to everybody like it was just like a normal conversation, didn't let the fame get to his head. He said that was the most down-to-earth player he's ever met. So if ever talk about the character clause, Pedroia, man, I think,
he's got a great reputation.
Awesome player. Probably my favorite Red Sox of all time. But, yeah, man, Pedroia, awesome player, dude.
Yeah, 4 Gold Gloves.
Great defender, the MVP.
MVP.
Yeah, man. He had an awesome career.
Yeah, from 06 to 2018. 2019, actually. He played 6 games in 2019.
King Felix, too. Felix Hernandez is on the ballot.
That's going to
Really
be
good
interesting. I would vote Felix Hernandez, and I think this
I
upcoming
would,
class should justify them getting rid of the maximum of 10 rule. There's way more than 10 guys that should be getting in the Hall of Fame now. I came up with 14 for this year. 3 of them got in.
Dude,
So
we had a lot. That
knocks it down to 11. Right. Ichiro's my favorite player ever. It was my second favorite player ever. So he's in immediately.
A lock. He's a lock.
You know, the hits is ridiculous. You have CC Sabathia, so there's 13.
He's a lock.
And I don't know. Could you put share screen to see who's on the ballot for this year?
I'll pull it up. Yes, sir. I'm actually using Baseball Reference. This is their potential 2025 Hall of Fame ballot. So
right, it hasn't been out yet, but
so it's going to show guys from previous years as well. Let me just share this tab instead. You can see that good, right?
Yep.
All right. So I'll scroll down to the first year guys. Yeah. And we'll start from the top. So yeah, Ichiro and CC. I think those guys are locks. I think Pedroia and Felix have a great case. Ian Kinsler. This is kind of like last week's episode, but hey, whatever. Way too early, 2020-25 Hall of Fame ballots. Ian Kinsler. I'm going to say no to him.
No. I like Ian Kinsler as a player, but no.
Tulo, honestly, kind of is close to that David Wright, Donnie Baseball bracket, but not as good, though. So I'm going to say no.
He's also got the Colorado thing working against him. Unfairly, we've talked about it 100 times, but
I'll be honest, a lot of these guys were no's to me.
Oh, yeah. I don't think a lot of these guys
honestly, I think
Jason Vargas, he's not going to make it on the fucking ballot.
I
loved Mark Reynolds, but he's not going to be on the ballot. He was great on Colorado. Mark Reynolds.
Curtis Granderson's a pretty interesting name, but
see, he's the kind of guy. He's kind of in that same kind of Torrey Hunter thing, where it's if you're borderline elite for a long time, does that outweigh his short peak?
His peak was insane. Career slash line ain't really doing it for me, though.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't vote for Curtis Granderson.
Yeah, I'm going to say no. I love Grandy, man. Love Grandy, man, but I'm going to say no.
I'm going to be honest with you. I think aside from CC, Ichiro, and Pedroia and Hernandez, I think all these guys are going to be off the first ballot.
Yeah, I don't disagree. No one's screaming at me here. It was a lot of good peaks, like Carlos Gonzalez, great peak. The peak only lasted maybe 3 or 4 years, if that. Just didn't really have the career. Mark Trumbo had that one monster home run here. That was it, dude. Ian Desmond.
A Washington person's going to vote for Kendrys Morales. They're going to give him the one vote. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I was to get him and Howie Kendrick confused.
Oh, yeah, because that home run. Yeah. Clay Buchholz, dude, yeah, honestly. Melk has got the whole steroid thing, and even if so, he could be clean his whole career.
If K-Rod's not in yet, Fernando Rodney's not getting a single vote.
I agree.
Not fair to Fernando Rodney. I don't think he's a Hall of Famer anyway. A lot of better closers.
Yeah, and
at this point, I should just make a channel just talking about how much I like closers.
Yeah. 17 years too. That's a long year. That's a long career for a closer. So
yeah,
a lot of counting stats, So
yeah, how many saves? 327. That's not enough. That's not 400.
No, yeah, for a 17-year career. Yeah. I'll probably go no to all these guys. I think the only guys I'm for sure locked in on is Ichiro and Cisse, and I would probably go Pedroia, Felix.
I would put Pedroia in. His stats, I don't have it in front of me, but they're pretty similar to Bobby Doerr of the Red Sox.
Yep.
From the 30s.
Pedroia is almost a career 300 hitter, batted .299 career. Might as well say he's a 300 career hitter at that point. 113 OPS plus, the 2 rings MVP. He's really in that Donnie baseball category.
He also hit 100 batting average in 6 games in 2019. So you're right. You can just round it up to 300.
Yep. Yeah. So my ballot, just off the first year guys alone, would be Ichiro, CC, Pedroia, and Felix. I think that's very
Jesus, man. I just can't believe Torrey Hunter is going to fall off, and people are going to keep talking about. You really shifted me, man. You really won me over.
I know.
Torrey Hunter.
Yeah,
you really did.
Yeah, like back to that K-Rod Billy Wagner argument. We didn't know about all the stuff with K-Rod off the scenes, off the field. Torrey Hunter, I don't think he ever did shit like that. So I mean, where's the argument there now? You know what I mean?
I think he had a stupid comment. I forget exactly what it was, but he said something dopey about gay marriage at one point.
Wow, that's kind of like not good, bad.
Not good,
but
not criminal.
But exactly, yeah, like
it's
politics.
And even then,
whatever.
It wasn't anything too. I'm pro gay marriage and pro gay rights and pro all that.
Yeah.
It wasn't like he was saying anything graphic or vile. He was just if you look into it, it's not as bad as some. I mean, a committee put Jack Morris in. Why don't we ask Jack Morris what he used to say about or say and think about female reporters?
Exactly.
Jack, what do you got for us?
Exactly.
And it's not like I'm not trying to sound like a prick when I say that, but it's just people are human. They do say and do dumb things, even if they regret it.
Yeah. And if you know, how long ago did Torrey Hunter say that? It's a different world now.
10, 15 years ago, but he was asked about it like 8 or 9 years ago, and then I don't know.
Yeah, fairly recent. I don't think that should keep him out of the hall, but it is what it is.
I don't think it is. I think that's a small line and a bunch of other reasons why.
Yeah. So that's pretty much the Hall of Fame. Congrats to Todd Helton, Adrian Beltre, Joe Mauer, Jim Leland. Next year should be fun. Ichiro, CC. I think both of us are pulling for Dustin Pedroia and Felix Hernandez as well. We need more guys from our era, man. You know, a lot of them are getting screwed. So now into more modern times, more modern baseball here. We got some free agency signings, and I'll start off with the biggest fish of the three. Rhys Hoskins to the Milwaukee Brewers, man.
Okay.
I love it. I love it for Milwaukee, and I kind of think that puts the it's a 2-year deal, I believe. I don't know if you have it pulled up. I'm just going off memory here.
Yeah, I believe it's 2 years, 37.
Yeah, and look, Rhys Hoskins, that dude's got pop. I think he's gonna have a very underrated 2 years in Milwaukee. You know, probably mid
2 years, 34. I'm sorry to cut you off.
So 2 years in Milwaukee. I think he's gonna have like 30 home run seasons each there. We'll just be kind of quiet, slugging there. But I kind of think this kind of puts the Pete Alonso to the Brewers rumors to bed. I don't know how you feel about that. But that's kind of the vibe I got. There was a lot of rumors that Pete Alonso would go to Milwaukee. Milwaukee had interest in Pete Alonso. But, yeah, I like Rhys Hoskins, though, man. He's a big bat. And we've been saying on the show, dude, them and the Seattle Mariners, dude, they don't know offense if it was right in front of him. Rhys Hoskins, big bat, pair him up with Christian Yelich. That could produce some runs a little bit there. I don't hate it.
Yeah, I mean, we've been saying it for a while. You can hear me all right?
Yeah, I hear you perfect.
All right. Yeah, I had a little bit of issues there when I moved my microphone. We've been saying it all show that the Brewers are like allergic to getting offense. I don't know why, but there's just so many issues there. You bring in a guy that has that pedigree. He's coming off of Tommy John surgery. I'm sorry. He was coming off of a torn something in his leg.
Yes.
ACL or maybe
something. Yeah, it's been a while since I looked into the injury.
He didn't play an athletic style of
baseball.
Anyway. So hopefully that's not too bad. No shift, so it's not going to be like Ryan Howard, where it's ended his career.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's all right. I always really liked Rhys Hoskins, and as somebody who covered the Phillies throughout 23, I'm kind of bummed he's not going to be back. But
yeah,
I mean that is what it is.
Yeah, I mean he draws a lot of walks, hits for power. I think that's exactly what kind of Milwaukee was missing, man. They're missing that guy who can just get you 30, 35 home runs a year. And I feel like these sluggers that come and go in Milwaukee, they kind of just, have like these underrated years, and they're not really all-stars, but you look at the numbers, you're like, wow, this guy raked, had 100 ribbies, 30 home runs. I'm totally expecting that from Rhys Hoskins this year. He's only going to be 31 years old, still got a good amount of career ahead of him. And like you said, he doesn't play an athletic style. He's not a shortstop for second base or third base. He doesn't play a real athletic style of baseball. You just go back to mashing bombs, hopefully. So, yeah, good signing by the Milwaukee Brewers. And then another name I want to talk about is Matt Moore to the Los Angeles Angels. I'll be honest, Matt Moore. I know who he is, but I didn't really like follow his career too much. Wasn't he an Angel back in the day? Yeah, he was with the Angels last year. He played for 3 teams last year. He was on the Angels, the Guardians, and the Marlins. I remember his days back in Tampa Bay. Yeah, so the Angels had some pitching depth. He actually had a pretty solid year last year. 5-1, 2.56 ERA, and 52 innings. And he's been kind of a stud in the past, man. He has a few 170K strikeout seasons, kind of high ERAs, but he's definitely one of your innings eaters, man. That's for sure. So, I mean, the Angels could use any pitching they can get. I like it. It's not bad. He was with them last year. They're pretty good. 4-1, 2.66 ERA. Small sample size, but entering his age 35 season.
Yeah, I mean he's now just a full-time reliever. Why not, right? You're right. He had a pretty good season last year. 2.77 ERA in 46 games played. Not too bad. 48.2 innings pitched. So yeah, as a reliever, why not?
Yeah.
I guess maybe it's a little high, 9 for him, but that's not too crazy. Why not? If you're the Angels, you're right. You need all the pitching you can get. I wouldn't mind them trying to get Lorenzen again, Mike Lorenzen.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Or Snell or somebody. Like you wasted Ohtani. You can't keep wasting Trout. But,
yeah. And Trout's on the wrong side of 30 now, so it's time to
and he's always had injury problems. So
yeah.
I don't know. This is a topic for another day, but if I was the Angels, I would trade him. But
I agree. Yeah, we did talk about that. Yeah, our next show. And then the final free agent. This will get us both hyped because I know we have a little soft spot for this team. Trey Mancini, he was a monster just 2 years ago. Goes to the Miami Marlins on a minor league deal, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's in the majors soon.
Yeah, he could definitely play himself into it.
Yeah.
I mean, he won a ring.
Yes, sir, he did with the Houston Astros. Had a great career in Baltimore. His Cubs season is pretty forgettable, but yeah, man, the Marlins. That's kind of another team that could use some bats. So hopefully he makes his way up the minors fairly quickly. I think he can. Yeah, what was it? 2022. He had 18 home runs, 63 ribbies. His Houston stint kind of really dragged his numbers down, but he was batting 268 and with OPS plus of 116 before going to Houston. So he's got it. He does have power. He hit 35 home runs back in 2019. He had that awesome home run derby experience that he had. So he's got pop. So it could be a fun name to watch in the Miami Marlins system.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about this. I really like Mancini a lot. The Marlins would only have to be, so supposedly, this is according to MLBTradeRumors.com, Steve Adams. Hey, I wonder if he plays for the Grizzlies. No, I'm kidding. So the Marlins have agreed to a minor league contract with free agent first baseman outfielder Trey Mancini from John Heyman. Okay. So Mancini is technically still playing under the 2-year, $14 million deal he signed with the Cubs last offseason. So the Marlins will only owe Mancini the prorated league minimum for any time he spends on the active roster. Chicago released Mancini after the trade deadline. The Reds added him on a minor league deal that month, but didn't call him to the majors before cutting him loose themselves. So it seems like it's just a financial move.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like he's making a lot, so why not take a gamble on him?
Yeah.
And that way I do kind of like it. They do have kind of he's a little redundant, I got to say, in this lineup. They already have Josh Bell at first base, who was terrific for them last year. Brian De La Cruz and Jesus Sanchez in the corner outfield spots. And then you have Avisail Garcia, I guess, who's currently their DH, and still on the team with 2 years, $29 million left. I don't know, man. I don't know what they're going to do with him. I'm glad
Yeah,
to see them at least try to address some of their lineup woes.
yeah. I've been saying it for a few weeks now too. They're missing that big all-star bat, that big free agent signing maybe. And Cody Bellinger maybe could be that guy. I don't think he's gonna go there, but
No.
that'd be a fun team from the go to. I think that would really maybe propel them to the next level. Instead of being possible bottom feeders in NL East, and maybe, wild cards maybe in the mix.
Yeah, there was a lot of rumors at the trade deadline that they would get Tim Anderson, and now in free agency, you haven't heard anything about it. I don't know where he's going to go or if he's even going to be on a team at this point. Not a single rumor about him, but
yeah,
shortstop is a spot they can really shore up.
Yeah.
John Birdie, I like John Birdie, but he's basically just a pinch runner.
He's a stolen bases specialist. And
he's a Kmart Ozzie Smith. He just bunts. That's all he can do is just bunt.
Yeah, Tim Anderson, man. I mean, this guy, man, he was on to something in his career. He had a sick peak from 2017. I mean, even going back to 2016, his rookie year. He's batting 283. Up to last year, 2 years ago, 2022. He was an all-star in 2022. Had a really good slash line. What's up?
Didn't he win a batting title or two?
He won one in 2019.
Yeah, he was on the World Baseball Classic roster last year, so I did get to see him play in person. Nice. He's one of my favorite players. And Mark DeRosa said, who's the manager of that team, said something very interesting about him on MLB Network, which was he said he got to know a lot of the guys on the roster more than he did as a media personality at MLB Network, obviously.
Yeah.
And he said one of the people that his interactions with really stuck out to him probably the most was Tim Anderson. And he said that guy needs a change of scenery, man. He needs to go somewhere else and it'll click. He said that before opening day.
Insane.
So maybe that's just it. Maybe he really does just need a change of scenery and just new mechanics, just kind of start from the bottom again and just find that confidence.
Yes.
And I don't know. I'm sure the Jose Ramirez fight didn't really help him out in anything.
Yeah, no. And I could be wrong on this, but I think I've heard this before. The White Sox, just the organization, how it's run.
Chaos.
Yeah, it's chaos, right? Yeah, we have talked about this.
Something with the Bulls.
Yeah, exactly.
Both owned by Reinsdorf.
And the Bears. What's going on in Chicago, man? But, so I think a change of scenery is definitely needed. Maybe signing a 1-year deal somewhere with Miami. Get traded to a contender if they're not in it, Dude, he batted 301 last year, and all I have to really talk about with him is batting average. His OPS plus was 109.
Tim Anderson had batted 301 last year?
2 years ago. Sorry.
I'm sorry. I was about to say,
still think it's 2023.
Awful last year.
Yeah, last year was awful for him. 60 OPS plus, but
a lot of injuries too.
Yeah, a lot of injuries. But all right, how about this? I'll pull this up from.
He was good the last month.
We'll do 2019 to 2022. These are somewhat recent years. His average from 2019 to 2022, he was batting 318, 347 OBP, OPS plus of 122, racked in 51 homers in 4 seasons. For a shortstop guy who doesn't really hit for power, that's solid, man. He was an MVP candidate in the COVID year, won a Silver Slugger, 2 All-Stars after the fact. His 162 game average is 18 home runs, 61 RBIs, 185 hits. For a leadoff guy or top of the order guy, maybe you place him wherever. This guy will get hits, and get on base, and produce runs. Led the league in runs in 2020. I mean, yeah, sure, 2023 was bad. It was a really bad year, but that whole White Sox team was chaos, dude. Send him to Miami for a year. Whoever needs a shortstop. This guy's getting kind of, blackballed a little bit. I feel like it's crazy.
Yeah, because I haven't heard a single rumor, not a single anything. I almost forgot he was a free agent.
Same here. I honestly forgot until you mentioned him just now. Let's see. Who do we have left? I got to brush up on this. MLB free agents.
Yeah, I got it. I'm at this point, I know a lot of the pitchers. Well, the relief pitchers, any relief pitcher.
It's just been so slow with
but
stuff. So
2024
Here, I'll share the
MLB
screen.
free agents. Oops. Oh, that helps.
All right, here we go. This goes by position, so
It's the wrong thing.
we'll go down to shortstop just to see like what shortstops are available, who needs shortstop.
There's one guy right away who I want to see where he can go to.
Is it a shortstop?
No, it was Gary Sanchez.
Oh yeah. Sure.
I guess he's waiting to see where Blake Snell goes because he was his personal catcher in San Diego.
Dude,
if your personal catcher is hitting a 3-dot WAR, it's just as an offensive guy, you'll take it. Oh my God, you'll take that in a heartbeat.
Dude,
who's going to beat out Grandal?
Imagine, dude.
I think wherever Snell goes, Gary's going.
Makes sense.
Grandal is probably. I'm expecting to see a report. Grandal retired any day. Same thing with Manny Pena. Kirk Casale. There's no catchers left. Oh my God.
Yeah. So Gary Sanchez is pretty much the big fish left for the catchers.
Jesus, Sandy Leon got a gig before freaking. Holy crap.
Yeah, catcher's a little nasty right now. So
all right,
we'll go.
I need some eyewash. G-Man Choi is still free. I love G-Man.
Dude, honestly,
G-Man
the Yankees first baseman depth chart, I couldn't really tell you who's after Rizzo. I know DJ LeMahieu plays first, but like I kind of want to keep him at third base. I would love G-Man Choi in the Yanks, bro.
The upside to G-Man Choi as a Yankee is astronomical.
Yeah,
I really think that he'd be great on the Yankees.
Yeah, as a backup first baseman, plug him in, late in games maybe somewhere, like as a bat, an offensive bat. I mean, could
as a left-handed DH.
Yeah,
sometimes.
Exactly. Yeah,
oh my God.
Because like we said on our football show earlier today, you're a fan of the Yankees, Suns. These teams get hurt constantly. It's just gonna happen on this team. It's gonna happen with the Yankees.
It's gonna happen, man.
It's gonna happen. So, I'm surprised. CJ Cron's got some pop.
That's a good point.
He's got some pop. Surprised he's still available.
Brandon Belt, too. Brandon Belt was okay for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, he's always a good name. Joey Votto and Yuli Gurriel. These guys are 40 years old now.
Joey, I hope Joey gets a gig.
Yeah, Yuli deal somewhere for fun. Yuli rocks.
I just don't want to see him. The last game he played as a Red ended it with an injection. I don't.
Yeah, he deserves a better ending.
Even if it's a one-day deal with the Reds, man, I want to see him.
Yeah. Dominic Smith, free agent. 29.
You know who should sign Joey Votto? The Royals.
That would be fun.
The Royals or the Orioles. They an older veteran guy on a young team, or the Pirates already have McCutchen in that role, but an older veteran guy to just kind of show the young dudes as they come up the ropes. That's what Yuli Gurriel, his whole career at this point, is being a player coach.
Yeah.
So
Joey Votto to the Royals. I love that. I love Votto to the Royals. That's a good take. I like that.
Yuli Gurriel is probably going to retire.
Yeah,
I guess he was awful on my official list here. Luke Voigt. Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
Yeah, Luke Voigt.
No second basemen have gone. Scope is. If you guys play fantasy baseball, if anybody does,
underrated.
Scope is always a great pick in fantasy baseball.
Dude,
never draft him. Never draft Jonathan Scope. He's always going to be in the free agency. You'll always be able to get him. I'm telling you.
Exactly. I remember back in like 2018 or 2019. I think it was 2018. He was like the number one second baseman in fantasy that year. It was crazy. And then ever since then, he's kind of just been more of a waiver wire guy, but he's nuts. Scope's a good pick, man. Adam Frazier did okay last year.
Nothing on Whit Merrifield or Elvis Andrus.
I can't believe he's 35. Yeah, Elvis Andrus. Yeah, man. It'll be cool to see Elvis Andrus maybe go back to like Texas. Maybe one more year as a bench guy, maybe retire in Texas. That'd be fun to see.
He's still good. 4.5 WAR. That's not bad.
Yeah, no, he was solid. He's on the White Sox, I think.
Yeah, he was.
Josh Harrison. Oh my God, he's getting old. 36. Wow.
I don't know what value he has. His only anything was just his speed. I don't know what he's got left.
No. All right, back to shortstop though. Yeah. So second base always a snooze fest. Ahmed Rosario. Wow, he's available. Brandon Crawford's 37 now. Shit.
Oh my god.
Wow.
I guess is he retiring?
I don't think so, man. I didn't hear anything about
I
Brandon.
would think the Giants would have scooped him up right away.
He was an MVP candidate not too long ago. I think 2021.
2 years ago.
Yeah. When the Harper year, yeah. So Tim Anderson, like we were just raving about him. I think the verdict is far.
Something's going on.
Yeah,
that's
he
bizarre to me. That's so strange.
Mondesi's available. That guy is walking glass. That guy's hurt every year. Chris Owens.
Adalberto Mondesi.
Kiki Hernandez is always sneaky.
I don't know if he's going to do a media job. I know he does a lot of media on MLB Network and online and whatnot. Yeah. I don't know. But he's a guy, if he wants to play, a team will find a spot for him. He plays, 6 positions?
Yeah.
He wouldn't. I actually wouldn't mind him on the Yankees at all.
Could be, yeah.
Just as like a bench guy, just to fill the IKF role.
Yeah. You can't go wrong with that. Speaking of IKF, that 2-year deal with Toronto makes me sick.
I was about to buy an IKF jersey too.
Oof.
I like him.
Sick to my stomach.
Another guy, I'm shocked there hasn't been anything on. Matt Chapman.
Yeah, dude. He's kind of one of the big fish left in the free agency market, dude. And Justin Turner had a nasty year last year. Turner was good. They should. We got to lose.
Yeah, seriously.
But he got to lose. Yeah, Chapman.
Or you know what?
I know the Cubs were in on him, but
Justin Turner could easily be on any of the teams I said with Votto. A young team. You know who actually should take Justin Turner? The Mariners.
Yes, because they need offense.
That's a perfect fit.
Yep.
Because he clearly he still has something left in the bat. And he's won a ring. He's played in a ton of postseason games, postseason moments. Young team trying to get over the hump. He can help them stay focused. And once again, just kind of be a player coach.
Yep.
Really, that's look what Evan Longoria did with the Diamondbacks.
Exactly.
A lot of the guys like them. So
he's also a name on this list as well. 38.
The vibe I get is he's going to retire. I'm surprised they didn't have that said next to him already, because he was talked into by his wife into not retiring last offseason.
Wow.
And he was offered a contract. So
Brian Anderson's a solid bat. Underrated, 31.
Segura.
Josh Donaldson. Third base was kind of deep this year.
Can you believe that's Josh Donaldson's wins above replacement at the end of the year?
I know.
And how bad he was on the Yankees. Don't show me that.
Makes me sick.
Still
some good names, man. Jock Peterson's still available. Brantley, our boy Michael Brantley retired. Jurickson Profar is always a solid bat. I feel like good bench bat.
Profar. Oh yeah, Joey Gallo signed a 1-year, $5 million deal with Washington.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that was
how the mighty have fallen.
How could I forgot to put that in our doc? Tommy Pham had some pretty electric moments last year. Could be a good playoff guy. Could be like a Howie Kendrick type role maybe on a team. AJ Pollock, dude. I know the WAR is kind of gross there, but he was pretty nasty like 2 years ago.
Yeah, he's very inconsistent. I think at his age, people are gonna. That's what's gonna stop him from getting a gig. Not fair, but
Eddie Rosario, he's solid. Wasn't he the World Series MVP in Atlanta?
Yeah, I think so.
Or NLCS. It was the NLCS. Yeah, NLCS MVP. Yeah. How did he do last year? 21 home runs, 74 bombs, OPS plus of 100.
Not terrible. Average. Yeah. Well, he's lefty or righty?
He is a bats left, throws right. Lefty batter. I know Atlanta just got Kalenic. I think they're fine in the outfield department, so he might go somewhere else.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a role.
Good bat, though.
I don't know.
So solid. Cody Bellinger, my guy, still here. Scott Morris, what are we doing, bro? Let's get the ball rolling here. Him and
Michael A. Taylor.
Michael A. Taylor, he's always solid.
I am shocked. Adam Duvall is still a free agent.
Dude, he was raking with the Red Sox.
Oh my God, when he
rakes.
first started. Oh,
He
former 2020 Rookie of the Year, Kyle Lewis.
Yep. Always a solid bat. Only 28 years old. I don't think the verdict's out on him yet. Change of
I don't think
scenery,
so either.
maybe kind of like a Tim Anderson role, maybe, you know?
Yeah, he was on the Diamondbacks last year, I think.
Man, his career started off pretty damn well. So
Then he got hurt.
Yep. Injuries played a part. Like, dude, Brett Phillips got deals before Kyle Lewis. Granted, it's a minor league deal, but come on.
Jake Marisnick, Trace Thompson.
Billy Hamilton, another stolen base specialist. He'll probably find
Pinch
a job.
runner. I'm surprised Terrence Gore is not on here.
Yeah.
Another career pinch runner. Anytime a team thinks they can make a move into the playoffs, Terrence Gore is always snapped right up. Oh, my guy Tyler Naquin.
Dude, the Dodgers, man, they got Hayward and Teoscar. It's just crazy, bro. On top of everything else they've gotten this offseason. Like, they have two of the top 3 available right fielders. That's crazy. I really like the Hunter Renfroe deal in Kansas City.
I like that.
He's gonna have a baller here. Him and Bobby Witt. Bobby Witt's gonna set him up, dude.
The AL Central is gonna be a bloodbath this year. None of those teams are good.
No.
None of those teams are like, well, I guess the White Sox are completely unwatchable bad, but they're all kind of neck and neck. It's just dude, that's gonna be a bloodbath.
Yankees legend Cole Calhoun. Oh my lord! All right, designated hitters.
Yeah, JD's got to sign somewhere, man.
Dude, I know. Another good name. He's probably up there for like these free agents, man. One of the better names for sure.
A lot of people want Soler, talking about Soler. I don't know. He was not very good on the Marlins to end the season. He had a very good first half, very bad second half.
He's kind of like a one-trick pony. It's home runs or nothing with him. He's just
yeah. No, you're right.
JD Mart to the Marlins, I would love. That would be
perfect.
Such a fun team for him. He can just ball out there, dude. Darren Ruff, 37 years old, Met legend.
Do you remember when he had that like insane year for the Giants? They traded the Mets and he just sucked right away.
Exactly. Yeah, it was like a year ago.
Oh my gosh, that was terrible.
2 years ago.
And his guy Vogelbach came over at the same time.
I do like the Matt Carpenter 1-year deal, St. Louis. He's probably gonna retire after this year.
Yeah.
But him and Lance Lynn back in St. Louis, both were on that 2011 World Series team. It's pretty funny. McCutchen. Yeah, so I mean, we got Cody Bellinger, JD Mart, Matt Chapman still available. We still got some names. Get into the starting pitchers real quick. Blake Snell still available. The reigning NL Cy Young winner. Jordan Montgomery still available. Great arm. Oh, here's something. Oh, yeah, this was the other guy, another free agent. James Paxton went to the Dodgers. So, dude, I'm kind of
right. I saw that.
I'm kind of thinking here, man. Yeah, you have Ohtani for the next 10 years. And after this season, he will be a starting pitcher again. You got Yamamoto. I'm sure Walker Buehler is still under contract with them for a few more years. Same with Bobby Miller. They got Emmett Sheehan, Gonsolin. Now you got James Paxton for a year. Dude, Clayton Kershaw. Did we see his last game in a Dodger uniform at this point? I mean, how much more roster space do they really got? I mean, I know injuries happen. I know he's not going to be healthy until June or July. But, man, I'm starting to think maybe Kershaw's probably like maybe 1 foot out the door here. It's the Dodgers. They do anything.
Man.
I don't know. They're loaded at starting pitcher. They're loaded.
I don't know. If I was the Dodgers, I would not want to. He's also my favorite player in the league, but I would not want to see his last game as a Dodger be that.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
That's just not right, man. That guy's a future first ballot Hall of Famer.
I'm just like confused to like where he fits on the Dodgers at this point. Like they probably will re-sign him to like a 1-year deal again, maybe cheaper because he's hurt. And then they stash him for July because James Paxton will probably get hurt or something. And obviously Ohtani's not in the rotation this year. So that they still got a little wiggle room. But yeah, man, I don't know. I feel like with all this pitching they're signing, it's just crazy. Kershaw might be like, maybe the Rangers,
Yeah, I mean, That's always kind of been this. He grew up a Rangers fan. That was always kind of like his team. That if he wasn't on the Dodgers, that's where he would go. Maybe Corey Seager kind of talks him into, hey, man.
Yeah, a familiar face. They want to ring
Yeah.
together. And what's it called? The Rangers, you know, I'm just looking at the names here. They lost Martin Perez to the Pirates. They might lose out on Jordan Montgomery. So maybe they're like, hey, you know, maybe Scherzer. Scherzer's out too, though. He's hurt. But maybe just hold it down until July. You know, we won the World Series last year. You get healthy. Maybe the American League, you know, the American League playoffs can kind of change the narrative of yourself in the playoffs. You know, maybe they're talking to him, saying stuff like that in his ear. Could happen. Yeah, but Kershaw to the Dodgers, man, I think it's more. I don't think it's as set in stone as it has been in the past right now. I just weird gut feeling.
Julio Urias. Who knows what happens there, man?
Yeah, he's kind of going the Trevor Bauer route here. But Zach Greinke, your boy.
Yeah, my guy. Him and Rich Hill, my boys.
Maybe Greinke and Votto, the Royals. That'll be fun again. Michael Lorenzen. I'm surprised he's still available.
Me too.
Solid rotation piece. Yeah,
like
man.
A fringe bullpen guy, like a long relief role.
Yeah, man.
He's done in the past. Like there's upside, man. There's a lot of upside with him.
Same Mike Clevenger too. That kid is filthy. He's got some filthy stuff. It's just health, really. Health's the big key with him. Corey Kluber.
So do a Syndergaard.
Yep, Syndergaard's still available.
Listen, someone's got to tell Syndergaard you're not a starter anymore. You're a closer.
Yeah, I like that idea. I remember you brought that up a few weeks ago. He could, you know, not saying he's as good as John Smoltz, but like he got like a Smoltz like year, maybe 1 or 2 when he was a closer. Could work. It happens after big injuries and stuff.
Well, not only that, but like there's been other former starters turned closers, like Eckersley.
Yeah,
I found a second wind as a closer.
Yep.
So it's not completely unheard of. Like I would, if it was me, man, that's exactly what I would do.
Yeah.
And I know his fastball isn't what it once was, and people will say, yeah, and you need that, and you really don't. Like it's worked in the past. Like there's reliable guys that have done it. Dan Quisenberry has a very good career with the Royals.
Yep.
It's doable, man. It's doable. I think the Orioles have a guy like that too? A junk pitcher is it Dylan Bundy I'm thinking of?
Might have been.
They had some reliever who was just a junk pitcher and it just worked.
Yeah.
One of those years they went to the playoffs with Buck Showalter. Look at David Robertson.
Yeah.
There's your guy right there. Like curious to where he goes. Chapman went to Pittsburgh too.
Yeah, that's what I was about to bring up. Yeah, speaking of closers and relievers, Chapman to the Pirates. This is just going to be 2023 all over again. I think the Pirates are just going to flip them to either the Astros or the Rangers again, maybe even to the Yanks if we get desperate.
They were in on him. You saw that, right?
Yeah, yep. So
kind of
we'll see, because the Yankees are looking for bullpen help, and one of those guys that have been on the top of their targets has been Hector Neris. He's 35. I thought he was younger, dude. He's looking for like a 3-year deal or something like that. He's good though, so I wouldn't hate it for the Yanks. D-Rob's available. Liam Hendricks had a great comeback story. Would love to see him maybe.
A D-Rob reunion. I always love reunion. D-Rob. Similar to Liam Hendricks. I'm surprised. Oh, doesn't he need Tommy John?
Yeah, after he came back from cancer, he needed to get Tommy John surgery a few games after. Imagine that?
Come back from cancer, you need Tommy John surgery. Jeez.
Can't catch a break.
No.
Ottavino's available. Michael Fulmer's available.
He had kind of a few moments there last year for the Tigers. Wins above replacement for relievers. I just want to be clear here, fans. It's meaningless.
Yep.
It's really meaningless.
Brad Hand.
It's like really bad or really good.
Yeah. Brad Hand, I think, is always solid in the bullpen.
Yeah, he's okay. He's okay. You know who I always like, especially in MLB this show? I don't know why the guy just cooks. Carl Edwards Jr. from the Cubs.
Yeah.
He just cooks. My guy Amir Garrett. I wouldn't mind him as like a lefty specialist type role.
I mean, he always cracks me up, dude. But
Lou Trevino back to the Yankees. I don't know. I the one thing I have to say, I always trust the Yankees' judgment with bullpen pieces. They're very good with that.
Yeah, there's a lot of names still that were forming. Lou Trevino, Wandy Peralta, Joely Rodriguez. I remember he was like actually pretty good with the Yanks for a little bit.
Yeah. I'm curious to see where Shintaro Fujinami goes.
Yeah, right?
The A's used him as a sacrificial lamb.
Yeah.
And shockingly, it didn't work out. Literally tanking and forfeiting on live TV.
Yeah.
He goes to the Orioles, and it's just an instant turnaround. And it's not like he was great. Obviously, they had other guys, Yenier Cano, Felix Bautista, ahead of him, but he was reliable. Decently reliable. Like, there's something there with him.
Yeah, now we're kind of getting to the scraps here, but yeah.
I don't even know who some of these dudes are.
Yeah, same. So I'm just gonna not pretend I know these guys. But yeah, so that's the free agents. That's the free agents. So a lot of names. I guess before we wrap up, you got any predictions of who signs where? Maybe Blake Snell, Chapman. Any thoughts come to your mind? Because baseball's been kind of a little dry lately, but we're starting to get the ball rolling now with Rhys Hoskins. So anything come to mind?
No. I honestly, at this point, all my guesses have been made.
Same here, pretty much.
Everything we just went down that list. Everything there is what I think. I'm not.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, Scott Boras, man, come on, dude, help us out here. You will get your payday, hopefully June or next year with Juan Soto when the Yankees give him everything that he wants. But yeah, this was Pastimes on the Mic, talking some baseball here. Be sure to follow us on X, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. We're on all that. Any questions, send to the Gmail below. Fantasy baseball season is starting up before you know it. Got a question? Gmail's right there. Shoot us a question. Thank you for tuning in. This was Pastimes on the Mic. Thank you.